Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. The market is looking quite excellent today. I saw this tweet here from Stock Money Lizards on Twitter. Some see the biggest bull trap in history, but we see an historic opportunity, patterns repeating. Oh yeah, I love seeing it. So this was 2019, guys, the 3-month ascending triangle on the Bitcoin chart. You guys can see that in there. Look at that pattern, very distinctive. And, similar to what we are seeing now in 2023, we are getting above this trend line here, which would be a trend line denoting resistance on the BTC chart. And look at that. That's just magical, isn't it? Wow. Look at that. Just, amazing. At the beginning of bull runs, we tend to see this kind of thing. The euphoria is kicking in. This is Bitcoin on the daily. And we are seeing how many consecutive days in a row now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So about a week. Actually, exactly a week. 7 consecutive days of green candlesticks, and even the red ones in between are not that large. So even though we did see negative days in between there, is almost 2 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Exactly 2 weeks of, a pretty consistent bullish movement to the upside. And you guys can see even just over the last few days here. Let me just get in there. You guys can see the volume has actually increased. So it's not decreasing, it's actually increasing here. So we've got the market here, and I'm actually surprised it's not up past $1 trillion, but it's getting very, very close. $974 billion for the market, and Bitcoin is taking the lead here, 40.9%. The other day it was at 41%, so Bitcoin is still fairly dominant. It is the leader of the pack. In the last 24 hours, we have seen Bitcoin up 10.72, Ethereum up 9.26. We've got BNB coin up 6.75, XRP up 6.35. So generally speaking, a very robust cryptocurrency market. We've even got the blockchain backer here, noticing something interesting as well. So this is from the 13th. Nevertheless, Bitcoin has closed above the 200-day moving average for the first time, guys, since December 27th, 2021. So the 200-day moving average, and if we just were to take a look at this, and if we were to plot that indicator here, let's take a look at that. MA moving average, boom, plot the indicator, but that is not a 200-day, so let's just click on that and change the parameters here. 200-day moving average, you guys can see Bitcoin going past that. So he did post that a couple of days ago. It has gone past that over a couple of days now, past the 200-day moving average. And the last time we saw that was right back in here, as he was saying, December 2021. So we have been bearish under the 200-day moving average for that long, and now we are finally moving to the upside. I gotta say, cryptocurrencies like XRP doing fairly well too. It's just hovering under 40 cents per coin, at least as of the time of this recording, and just keeping up this 200-day moving average. You guys can see XRP also above the 200-day, although we have seen swings over the last few months, though, of XRP rallying over the 200-day and then coming back down. I mean, there's been a lot of volatility in the market, especially for XRP. A lot of XRP investors just kind of waiting in anticipation for the SEC Ripple verdict. Dark Defender here also bringing this up. Okay, XRP holding 33 cents. Now, even if we see a bit of a retracement, okay, so we could, in fact, see a retracement, and we are, in fact, depending on when you're watching this video, we are seeing a bit of a retracement now. So I do apologize if you guys are watching this a couple of days later, and no doubt I do predict that we are going to see a retracement. So, if we're not exactly here when you're watching the video, we could be down in and around here. That's okay. These cryptos tend to retrace, and they should be retracing if we want to continue healthy momentum upward. So XRP did retrace. We've even seen that on the Bitcoin chart. It did retrace too. So a sell-off, but to be honest with you, I don't think this is enough. I think we need to see more than that. So don't be surprised, for example, if we do see it go back down to 33 cents. What he's saying, though, XRP needs to hold 33 cents. If we close above 33 cents, XRP is likely going to hit 44 cents on or before January the 18th. Now, I don't know where he's getting his time targets from, but he's projecting January the 18th. March 31st is the second important date in the long term for the second breakout decision. And then he says $1.66 is vital for the Grand Wave 3. So here's some technical analysis done by Dark Defender on Twitter. I will link this in the description of the video if you guys want to check this out, if you guys want to look at this in more detail. Interesting because XRP Crypto said that we could still go down. I don't know if you guys remember a couple days ago, I talked about this in a video I did. I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner, just, to keep consistent with the technicals, with the technical analysis. He did say we could, in fact, see this decline back down to 22 cents. The whole market could, in fact, just readjust, and this could certainly be a bull trap. So if my thesis or candle count is rhyming with current price action of XRP, and if historical price action will rhyme again, then XRP targets are as follows. So what he was talking about was this candle 21 here. Okay, similar to what we saw back in 2016, 2017, before that first pop in May of 2017. So we did see, and this is on the monthly, by the way, we did see XRP decline, going back down to this level of support back here. At that time, it was 0.005, and we could see it come back down here. Now, today, that would not be 0.005. It would be in and around 22 cents. So brace yourselves, guys, because that could be on the doorstep. And not only that, Tony Valentino is also here saying we are in a perceived start of the XRP/utility bull run. Regulation will come and hit the crypto world hard like a brick. Is that a bit of a riddle there, Tony? It will crash XRP back to 22 cents, exactly 22 cents, the same level of support that XRP Crypto here is in fact suggesting we could go back down to. Place your buy orders now, do not get caught out, play it cool, then the Phoenix will rise. So some are suggesting that this is a fake Tony Valentino account. I know I was getting some people saying that. I don't know. I think his account actually got banned and then he started another account. Doesn't have as many followers as he used to have. However, I'm seeing people in the XRP community also following this particular Tony Valentino account. If there is another one, please do tag me on Twitter though, because I don't want to be following the wrong guy here. Nevertheless, he did get 75,000 views and 984 likes, which is quite impressive actually for an account with only 8,800 followers. So I have a feeling he is the right Tony Valentino. Nevertheless, even just looking at his prediction, his numbers, 22 cents, coming right back down, taking that fractal pattern into consideration. Remember, guys, the market is going to ebb and flow. It's not going to go straight up, and it's not going to go straight down. We're always going to see these ebbs and flows. Bill Morgan here also pointing this out. Interesting indeed. And so this is a tweet originally from Credible Crypto here on Twitter. And Stellar is #1, and XRP is not even on the list at all. Credible Crypto posted this. Bitcoin isn't the only thing taking off. Now, listen to this. This is real-world utility, guys, from some of these altcoins. Over the last 24 hours, over 16 million transactions have been processed on the Hedera mainnet, hitting over 500 transactions per second and beating out other top networks. A majority of these are from Government Council member Avery Dennison. Let's go, H-Barbarians. So here we go, on-chain transactions per second, Hedera at 530.22 transactions per second, second to Solana, which is 402.46, and then Stellar at number 3, 143.49. Now, I hold Hedera and I hold Solana. I do not hold any Stellar. I also hold Algorand here, and they made the list too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th on the list, okay? At 9.36 transactions per second. Also notice here, CELO's on the list. So out of the 6 WEF chosen cryptocurrencies, we've got Solana, Stellar, Algorand, and CELO. So 4 of them have made the list here, the other 2 being XRP and Cardano. Interesting to say the least. I mean, even just taking a look at some of these altcoins, some of these other altcoins like HBAR has also seen a significant rally. If we were to take it from the bottom here, bringing it up 43% overall for HBAR. Let's see how much XRP in comparison. Let's see how much XRP has gone up in comparison to HBAR now. So about 31%. Algorand. I know some of you guys are Algorand holders and are probably very excited about this project. Algorand has gone up 40%. But guys, what I was not expecting, Solana up here, now they have been decimated because of the FTX story. They have actually gone up 179%. So I'm quite happy I still am holding that portion of Solana. And I mean, I think we're going to see a retracement. I might actually continue to cost average down my Solana position. It's not a large position, but it is certainly something I will be considering. Kind of want to even out my positions a little bit. XRP Crypto Wolf here posting this. So Ripple partner BNY Mellon sees digital assets as its long-term play. Okay, so more banks now coming out saying, cryptocurrency is the long-term play with tons of valuation attached to it. Ignoring digital assets would be like sticking with paper over computers. This is what they said. Okay, BNY Mellon is committed to continue exploring the digital asset space, albeit cautiously. CEO Robin Vince said on an earnings call today that digital assets are the bank's long-term play and acknowledged the world's oldest continuous operating bank has to adapt to technology changes. We're investing for a future that probably will come to be, but it may not. But if it does come to be, we have to be there, he said. We do think it's important for us to participate in the broader digital asset space. Now, take this into consideration. This is coming from BNY Mellon Bank. And I don't know if you guys remember, over the last couple of years, I've done a few videos about this guy here, okay? The heir to BNY Mellon, Matthew Mellon, and how he died mysteriously in 2018, holding over 500 million XRP in a self-custody solution wallet that nobody has access to now. So I will link this video up here in the top right-hand corner if you guys are interested in following. And if you go to my channel, Working Money channel, you can type in Mellon to find some other videos with regards to BNY Mellon and Matthew Mellon in particular, if you're interested in that story. So, BNY Mellon suggesting, in a very formal way, crypto could be the future, and we're definitely going to be a part of that. Meanwhile, when I did this video 7 months ago, there were some inclinations that BNY Mellon was giving us about how Swift could be obsolete by mid-decade. And knowing that Matthew Mellon did hold 500 million XRP, I think does also add to that. We have also seen this, guys, from Flutterwave, so a Ripple partner coming out of Africa, buying up or looking to acquire UK-based banking-as-a-service company Railser. So Sky News writes that the BaaS fintech is in talks with potential buyers regarding this acquisition that would reportedly happen at a discount to an earlier funding round. Previously known as Railsbank, Railser has multiple offers from companies that include Flutterwave, a Ripple partner, leading to its valuation becoming a multi-million-dollar one. The publication states that several existing Railser investors formed a consortium to purchase the BaaS fintech. Besides BaaS, Railser is specialized in other embedded finance solutions such as digital wallets and credit cards. One source declared that there is a heavy competition for this acquisition. So interesting to see, this particular company that is Ripple enabled, looking to reach out, acquire more companies. This is part of the strategy, I think, not just for Ripple partners realizing, oh, look, we've got a better mousetrap. Now we can acquire other companies that are just not as good, our competition, in other words, but also better for Ripple because it expands the network. More people will be utilizing XRP on the XRPL eventually because of these partnerships and, likely integrating their back-end technologies. So it all kind of makes sense. The other thing I wanted to bring up was this, guys, another piece of news, really great news, actually, coming out of Uruguay from the Wrath of Kahneman here, okay? Uruguay is contracting to use RippleNet. This is big news. After a few conversations, the discovery timeline is clearer. In a Zoom call on January the 8th, this person here, CH4RBO, or Raphael, we'll call him, showed the official document to Edward Farina, tweeted here. Later, XRP_Ox also pulled it out. So check this out, guys, from Edo Farina, or Edward Farina here on Twitter. This document stating that Uruguay is now in talks, or rather is now contracted to utilize RippleNet. Okay, and so I started playing this video and I paused it and I thought to myself, you know what, there's some music in the background over this guy talking about this particular paper. So I thought to myself, you know what, I'll just mute the music and I will talk over it myself. Nevertheless, Wrath of Kahneman down here, he does link the actual document. So I'll just bring up the document myself here. And as you guys can see, it is in Spanish. So I wanted Edward here to explain what it was. From Spanish because he is a native Spanish speaker. But instead what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy and paste this here in Google Translate, and you guys can see the translation here from Spanish to English. The application for registration in the Registry of Transfer Companies of Funds presented by the Latin American Corridor Software, SAS, an authorization for the outsourcing of services with the companies Mati Technology, SDRL, and CV Ripple Services, and also Amazon Web Services. So Ripple Services is in fact mentioned in this document. And again, this is a contract with the Central Bank of Uruguay, guys. So I will link this in the description for you if you are interested. Wrath of Kahneman down here also mentioning why so much work establishing this timeline of discovery. Integrity. It's possible everyone discovers these things asynchronously, for sure. When this guy here, who is Raphael, who is actually there, let me know where it was first pulled. It reminded me of my English bubble and I was grateful. So like he said, said, we're not always going to find these partnerships all at the same time or consecutively, when they come out. Interesting news here. And I mean, considering I'm sure the XRP community in Uruguay is probably a lot smaller than it is in the US and Europe, we probably don't have as many resources to figure these things out. And, some of these partnerships are still, fairly hush-hush, according to Ripple. So Ripple's not coming out either and necessarily discussing all these new partnerships that they are forging. Nevertheless, another central bank guy, Central Bank of Uruguay, wanted to thank the Wrath of Kahneman here, Edward Farino, of course, and Rafael Mendez, just for bringing us that latest, greatest news. Now, I know the XRP community is torn. I think emotions are running high on the Flare airdrop. Mimi O here posted this, and this is a bit of a public service announcement, because scammers are taking advantage, guys, of the XRP community. Whether you believe in the airdrop or not, I think a lot of us did claim our tokens, and they are posing as customer support. So guys, again, just beware. My XRP was stolen this evening while I was trying to claim my Flare airdrop. I thought I was speaking to Flare support, but I wasn't. Penny British, who is British Miss here on Twitter, here's the address it went to, and so he posts his address. Please do help. So guys, just be careful if you are on Twitter and you are assuming you are talking to Flare support. Go to their website directly if you want support, and never, ever send your XRP to anyone. If somebody's asking you to send your XRP anywhere today who are claiming they're from the Flare networks or Flare customer support or whatever, that's just not true. You don't have to touch your XRP. It can stay put. And always, guys, always remember to make sure your XRP is safe in cold storage, self-custody. Gonna move along here. Hugo Fillion, I know this is a day late, but Hugo Fillion giving us a bit of an idea of how the FIP01 worked, okay? I don't know if you guys voted, but if you did vote and maybe didn't know how to vote, well, here's some of the pros and the cons, okay? Network and ecosystem benefits of FIP01 incentivizes network participation and new ecosystem entrants. Shifts FLR to those that participate from those that don't. Reduces overall inflation, incentivizes infrastructure providers, safer, more decentralized networks. So some of the benefits for the 2020 snapshot participants. It removes the risk of reliance on exchanges which may fail. Depending on participation, you may end up with more FLR than expected under the 2020 snapshot. Some of the negatives of the FIP01 2020 snapshot participants. FLR must be wrapped to receive full and final distribution. Depending on participation, you may end up with less than expected under the 2020 snapshot. However, this may be mitigated by a healthier ecosystem overall. I believe FIP01 is a major improvement on the existing plan. It is beneficial for the network, the ecosystem, and those that participate. It removes the risk of relying on exchanges. It has some potential negative effects for 2020 snapshot recipients, as detailed above. In the early days for Flare, I hope voters put the long-term interests of the network and the evolution of the ecosystem first. And so, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm approaching it like this. It was free crypto, guys. Us being XRP holders, I mean, we could have been heavy Stellar holders and we would have not had the benefit of getting the free FLR. Think about that for a second. We could have been heavy Bitcoin holders and still not have the benefit. Yes, some are arguing that he did leverage the XRP community for his own good, but at the end of the day, we do have Flare, and I mean, for those of you guys who want to dump it, dump it. For those of you guys who want to delegate it, and those are essentially the pros and cons. Even David Schwartz and Bob Way had differing opinions on this. David Schwartz did respond to a tweet thread here just to kind of finalize this. I'm not happy how the XRP community was leveraged and how X was promised and Y was delivered. This from Kieran Kelly on Twitter. I'm a professional, and when you promise something, you deliver it as agreed and advertised. David Schwartz did go on quite a bit in this tweet thread, but every Flare that is sold today is going from the hands of someone who believes less in the ecosystem or is less willing to invest their own time into learning how to use it to someone who believes more and is more willing. So at the end of the day, the tokens aren't meant to just sell. They are meant to create an ecosystem that is supposed to function based on the utility that the tokens provide. And so, I mean, you have an option here. I get that some people are upset. These terms tend to change here and there, but you should never have been relying on selling your FL. I think that's what it ultimately comes down to, relying on selling your FLR tokens for profit and gain in the future. And I think this is probably why some people are kind of pissed off. Nevertheless, guys, we're all in it to win it. Ultimately, the market is rallying. This is positive for many, many reasons. James K. Filan posting this. Okay, the latest Ripple SEC news. The SEC has now filed a motion to preclude the testimony of Ripple defendants experts. So they do not want to include. They're trying to prevent this testimony from Ripple experts to be submitted. So here is the notice. Please take notice that upon the accompanying memorandum of law in support of Plaintiff Security and Exchange Commission's omnibus motion to exclude the testimony of defendants' expert witnesses, the declaration of Pascal Gauthier dated July 12, 2022, and its exhibits, the notice of motion, and such other further papers and proceeding may be filed or had the Plaintiff Security and Exchange Commission, by and through its counsel, will move the court before the Honorable Annalisa Torres, District Court Judge. So they essentially want to remove Pascal Guerriere, not Gauthier, I'm sorry, Pascal Guerriere here, as an expert witness. And I had to look up who this guy was again, just to refresh my memory. He is senior trial counsel at the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission Division of Enforcement. And I mean, it doesn't look like he has been quite active on LinkedIn. Nevertheless, here's his experience, guys. Originally a trial attorney for the U.S. Department of Justice from August 2008 to September of 2020. And then finally, a trial attorney at the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission from September 2020 to present. Now, again, we got to consider maybe he has not updated his LinkedIn, but that would mean that Ripple currently has evidence, expert testimony from a current employee at the SEC. That's right, from a trial attorney that currently works at the SEC. Now again, this is not confirmed, but I mean, I can see why the SEC probably doesn't like the idea of one of their own testifying against them. It's not going to matter, guys. I think we're kind of nitpicking at this point. At the end of the day, I think this case is rock solid. XRP price is already reflecting a greater market rebound. And I think during this bull run, we are going to see this former high, $1.96, get blown out of the water. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.